First Samuel 8. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. The letter J is about 600 years old. Well, Yehoshua died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity more than 2,000 years ago. And Yah is a very jealous El, so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only. Yehoshua in English is Joshua. 1 Samuel 8. And it came to be when Shemuel was old that he made his sons rulers over Israel, and the name of his firstborn was Yoel, Y-O' with a half a check mark L, and the name of his second Abiyah, A-B with a line underneath of it, I-Y-A-H. Rulers in Beersheba, B-E' with a half a check mark, R-S-H-E-B with a line underneath of it, A. But his sons did not walk in his ways, and turned aside away after their own gain, and took bribes, and twisted right ruling. And the elders of Israel gathered together, and came to Shemuel at Ramah, and said to him, Look, you are old, and your sons do not walk in your ways. Now appoint for us a sovereign to rule us like all the nations. But the word was evil in the eyes of Shemuel when he said, Give us a sovereign to rule us. So Shemuel prayed to Yah, and Yah said to Shemuel, Listen to the voice of the people in all that they say to you, for they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me from reigning over them, according to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Mitzrayim, even to this day, forsaking me and serving other mighty ones. So they are doing to you too. And now listen to their voice, but you shall certainly warn them, and shall make known to them the ruling of the sovereign who does reign over them. And Shemuel spoke all the words of Yah to the people who asked him for a sovereign, and said, This is the ruling of the sovereign who does reign over you. He shall take your sons and appoint them for his own chariots and to be his horsemen, and they shall run before his chariots, and appoint commanders over his thousands and commanders over his fifties, or to plow his ground and reap his harvest, or to make his weapons and equipment for his chariots. And your daughters he is going to take to be perfumers and cooks and bakers. I don't agree in perfumers. That's just disgusting. Just have a shower. Actually take care of yourself. And the rest of your fields and your vineyards and your olive trees he is going to take and give them to his servants. And a tenth of your grain and your vintage he is going to take and give it to his officers and servants. And your male servants and your female servants and your best men and your best young men and your donkeys he is going to take and use for his own work. A tenth of your sheep he is going to take, and you are going to be his servants. And you shall cry out in that day because your sovereign whom you have chosen for yourselves, but Yah is not going to answer you in that day. However, the people refused to listen to the voice of Shemuel and said, No, but let a sovereign be over us. Stiff-necked, stupid, arrogant people. When we shall be, we also, like all the nations, and our sovereign shall rule us and go out before us and fight our battles. Oh, no, he'll actually make you fight his battles. It's not how that works. And Shemuel heard all the words of the people, and he repeated them in the hearing of Yah. And Yah said to Shemuel, listen to your voice, and make them a sovereign. And Shemuel said to the men of Israel, each of you go to his city. Doesn't sound like he wants to make them a sovereign. He doesn't want them to be all worshipping the sovereign. They're not going to worship the sovereign anyway. The sovereign's not going to stop them from doing their evil acts. He's going to stand around with his thumb in his butt, and he's just going to act like everything's all good. That's what most people do anyways. I don't think we should have prime ministers or presidents. We should all be able to defend ourselves, and we all should have the ability to defend ourselves, because most criminals end up carrying a badge. Believe it or not, look it up. Most crimes committed by most people, cops. It might be something small like, oh, he pulled you over because, well, you were going 5 over the speed limit. Yeah, well, the law clearly states that you're supposed to uphold the Constitution and protect me from unjust laws, not follow the unjust laws. Most criminals wear a badge.